right, so here I am with Zach Chapman.
Hey.
Who was my the white guy I hung out with at South by this year.
The buddies.
Yeah.
We had a buddy system.
We did have a buddy system. It's funny because every year there's always somebody. One year was Kyle Scott, and last year was Chris Herman. And this year it was Zach Chapman.
I'm the third white guy.
yeah. I'm the Denzel Washington to your Chris Pine / Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Oh shit.
/ Ryan Reynolds. He did that with him one year. Anyway, one of the first movies that we saw together was a movie called Jinn, and I was shocked because when you first read the description of it, the first thing it says is she's a shapeshifter.
Which is actually just a poem in the overall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have a different perspective.
Yes.
We're going in this thinking like, oh man, we're gonna get some genre.
Right.
We're gonna get some cool special effects or maybe a horror movie.
Right. I'm thinking all these things because looking at the photo in the catalog, all it shows is a teenage black girl, a close up on her face, and she's wearing a hijab. So we go in, and it's nothing supernatural about it at all. It's simply mostly the story, I guess you could say a coming-of-age story, about a teenage black girl who's...
it's a faith-based.
See, it's funny because you say that.
I feel like it's a faith.
Because I don't feel like it was a faith-based movie, but it was about a certain religion, at least being a Muslim. Because her mother, played by Simone Missick, as you know, is Misty Knight from Luke Cage, who's a local weather lady. She's kind of floating around trying to figure out her identity and decides, I want to check into the Muslim faith. And decides, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And since I'm going to become a Muslim, so are you.
Yeah,
you're going to do it too.
She brings her daughter into it, and her daughter is like, you know, she's a kid. And so, and the Muslim faith is not, I mean, I don't want to say oppressive, but there are certain restraints that they're going to want to put on like, on a youth that has been raised as like non-denominational or whatever. And so she's like very outgoing and free-spirited, and this faith is like tries to turn her in a different direction. And at first I was feeling like it was gonna be more about like being a faith-based movie. But it turned into something different. Like it approached it in a very complex way. Like it's not just showing like, you know, hey, this is bad, this is a bad, or this is good. Like it's showing all the complexities of growing up and changing your religion and all of these things. Also as a buildings Roman, or like getting into that, you know, the very end where you gotta
figure out what you're gonna do. That was something I really loved about this movie, was how you think it's gonna be one thing. It's all gonna be hammering you with, okay, the Muslim religion is this. To join Islam, you gotta give up this, this, and this. And as it goes, it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things where it's like, no, it's not that. Oh, okay. Oh, but it is this. And for this girl who, you know, she's very much an American girl, trying to navigate pleasing her mom, give her the religion, which she's opposed to at first, but she's trying to work with it, but also be herself, because she has her crew of friends and they're trying to put on a dance performance, and she wants a boyfriend, and there's a guy in the religion she likes who's very judgmental of her through most of it. I mean, he was a character who I was like, man, I don't fucking like this guy. And then
he comes around. Every character is every character you start off and you're like, no, and then you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Like pretty much with everyone.
Yeah.
I felt like
it's almost like they tell you, oh, there's a shapeshifter, and it's not, and yet it really kind of is. It's like the movie itself is that shapeshifter, or at least the characters within. Now I could say I have something of a personal connection in as much as the main character reminded me so much of my oldest daughter, and I felt like I was watching her throughout all this, and I know how forceful my wife can be. So I was like, I could see the two of them going through a lot of these things back and forth. But by the end, it just came across as just this is just really a family drama. It's even kind of charming in ways you don't expect. And I got so caught up in it. I did that thing I never do, where something good happens to the character, And normally I separate myself from like, hey, listen, you're fiction, and that's cool. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not wrapped up like you're a real person. And there's something good that happens to the main character where I felt like, yes! I was like, oh, what am I doing? But I really didn't get that caught up in it. It took me by surprise, the whole thing.
I was back and forth on it, just because I feel like I don't know, any kind of faith in a movie, I'm always like pretty negative towards. That's just me personally.
Sure, I get that.
The moment that turned me for this movie is there's a scene where she's in the temple or the mosque, and she's done this thing where she took a selfie and she posed and it got retweeted and re-Instagram, like it got shared on
viral.
It went viral, and
she takes a sexy photo and it goes viral.
Yeah, in her hijab. The leader,
the imam.
Yeah. So he like calls her out hardcore, and I was like, ooh man, that is like pretty savage. Like he calls her out in front of everyone in the mosque, and then like the music is just like playing like, oh, she just did this horrible thing, and then all the characters like start supporting her, and they're like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Like you go to the leader, and they're like, you shouldn't have called her out like that. And then I was like, okay, this movie is complex. Like it's showing like there are multiple ways to look at this situation, and that's when I started really digging it.
Yeah, it's full of moments like that. It once again, it was a surprise that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and then when I thought, okay, this is what it is, it turned out to not be that. It ended up being also one of my favorite movies of the festival. And it wasn't like I came to go, I'm just here to support the African American women in South by Southwest, but those end up being my favorite things there.